Coming up on CTV Sports, spring football wrapped up on Saturday with the annual Green and Gold game. See who stood out in a contentious quarterback battle.
And Elizabeth Prasse features the CSU women's tennis team as their season is about to wrap up.
Plus, I faced off against the softball team's ace. See how I did against her nasty knuckleball. Spoiler, it did not go well.
We've got all this and more coming up on CTV Sports.
Good evening and thanks for watching CTV Sports, the only sports show today that will not be talking about Tim Tebow. Damn it. I'm Travis Green.
I'm Patrick Enslow. CSU football finished their 2015 spring schedule with their annual Green and Gold game at Hughes Stadium over the weekend. Bobo told fans before the game, position battles aren't the only thing at stake in this one, but a steak dinner as well. The green team topped the gold team 38-34. Nick Stevens led all quarterbacks with 438 yards on 41 pass attempts, while Joe Hansley led all receivers with 8 receptions and 4 touchdowns. You'll see that right here as he rolls out to Joe, one of their favorite plays of the day. Even though Key wasn't able to snag that steak dinner, he did add his own flavor to this one with his trick play in the fourth quarter. After the game, Bobo said this spring season was one of his favorites.
You know, I probably had more fun than I've ever had in any spring ball. Probably a lot to do to being a first-time head coach, but it's a lot of fun when you come into a new season and now coming into a new place when you're trying to establish a new identity.
Travis and I were at the spring game and broke down the 3 things that we took away from the 40-minute inter-squad game. We're here at the 2015 Green and Gold game. Trav, we saw a lot out of the quarterback play today. What was your biggest takeaway from Nick Stevens and Coleman Key?
Well, you know, obviously spring game, they're going to be out there throwing the ball around a lot, but I saw Nick Stevens take that extra step today. I think Nick Stevens is that go-to guy after now. 5 touchdowns today. He showed accuracy with the deep ball and his arm strength. They threw a lot of out routes to Joe Hansley, and Stevens was zipping the ball over there, and that tells me he's got the arm strength to get the ball all the way to the outside with that quick release. I was really impressed by Stevens today. What about you?
Yeah, they really let Stevens go, and they threw the ball deep with him. You didn't see that as much with Coleman Key, and Nick Stevens got a majority of the first-team reps as they came out with the depth chart for this game, and Nick Stevens played the first 2 quarters with the first team, which was the green team, and he really showed up. And I thought wide receiver play was huge as well, as we didn't see Rashard Higgins in this one, but we saw Cole Anderson and Vaden. They both had great plays, and I think they're real up-and-comers in this wide receiving core.
Absolutely. Coach Bobo touched on that after this. There's a lot of players at this position, wide receiver, very deep. As you said, Jordan Vaden stepped up huge, and Cole Anderson, talk about him stepping up all of spring ball. He's becoming a name around CSU football and likely in that top 4 receiver position on the depth chart right now.
Yeah, and then tempo, another thing Bobo talked about after the game, and he said that's something they're going to need to work on this summer, and what the quarterbacks are really going to need to adjust to with this playbook is tempo. And we didn't see very much running today, but he said he would like to have an even attack like they've had in years past.
Yeah, I think you can attribute that to this spring game. They're going to throw it a little more. And on the tempo, Nick Stevens said it's a little tough to get adjusted to this, but he thinks once they get it down, it's going to be tough for defenses. As we've seen with teams like Oregon, you know, get that pace going. It's tough for the defense to adjust, so I think it's going to help out the Rams once they get ready for the regular season.
Yeah, really catch the defense on their heels. But that's our 3 keys from the game here at the 2015 Green and Gold game. This wrapped up spring football for the Rams. Congratulations to the green team on winning the steak dinner, and sorry to the gold team, they got to eat weenies.
It was rivalry weekend for the CSU men's lacrosse team on Saturday. The Rams took on the CU Buffs at Hughes Stadium after the spring football game. CU came out strong early, but the Rams wouldn't go down without a fight. It was a back-and-forth game between the 2 teams until regulation gave way to overtime and eventually led to double OT. Unfortunately, Buffalo Jace Gann found the back of the net with 39 seconds left in the second overtime period to seal the deal 10-9. This drops the Rams to 9-7 overall in the season. They will face Colorado again on Friday, May 1st in the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse Championship semifinals. Coming up, we've got the latest highlights from the softball and baseball teams.
And Travis takes a crack at hitting a pitcher who has been stymieing her opponents all over the league.
Don't go away.
you one of the most convenient services the Laurie Student Center has to offer: shopping. The CSU bookstore boasts an unparalleled selection of CSU apparel and gifts. It also supplies students with textbooks as well as a number of office and school supplies for your every need. Another LSC shopping option lies in the Transit Center area. Snack food, beverages, personal care items, and school supplies. Cam's Lobby Shop is your go-to stop and shop.
The Rams club baseball team had a pair of games this weekend against their rivals Dub Bears from Northern Colorado in battle for their conference lead. The first game turned into a bit of a pitcher's duel that the Rams came out on top of 3-2. But the bats broke out a lot more in the second game. For both teams, it was still a close game throughout, and it needed extras before we could call this one final. The lacrosse team may not have been able to pull it off in extra time. The baseball team did their parts, winning the game Game 2, 8-7. There we go.
If you're a fan of home runs and hits, Ram Field was the place to be over the weekend. CSU softball began a 3-game series against San Diego State on Saturday with a doubleheader. Each team won a game apiece, so the rubber match was on Sunday, and just like the 2 previous games, it was all about offense. The Aztecs came out of the gates quickly and scored 5 runs in the top of the first by way of dingers from Lorena Bauer and Sydney Cable. The Rams fought back by scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the first, which were highlighted by the hot bat of Taylor Hutton, who hit a 2-run long ball. It was her 5th jack of the season. But the Rams' early comeback was put to sleep after Lorena Bauer hit another home run in the 4th that brought in 3 runs. Bauer's 5 RBI were too much for the Rams to make a comeback. The Aztecs took the win 8-4. The loss dropped CSU a game below 500 to 23-24 on the season. Up next will be a 3-game series in Boise, Idaho against the Broncos. The Rams haven't had the most successful season, but what success they've had can be attributed to their ace pitcher, Holly Reinke. I decided to try my luck and see how I would do swinging the bat against Reinke. I'm Travis Green, right outside of Ram Field, where the CSU softball team is finishing up practice. And today I'm getting the pleasure to meet up with Holly Reinke, have her show me her pitching repertoire, and then I get the opportunity to take an at-bat against Holly, see if I can hopefully even make contact. Oh my gosh. Hey, Holly.
Hi.
Thanks for taking the time out of your day to do this.
Of course.
I was hoping you could show me your pitches. You all right with that?
Yeah, I'm definitely all right with that.
Are you cool with me trying to get a hit off of you later?
We'll see how it goes first.
Probably won't go well. I'm hoping to make contact. Well, Holly,
Do fine.
can I see all your pitches?
Yeah.
Like kind of the grips for them.
Definitely. So, I guess my main pitch is the drop that I throw, and I hold it like this.
Okay. Kind of like a changeup grip, it looks
Yeah,
like.
but you use a lot of your fingers and you snap it off. And then my, I guess, signature pitch that I have is the knuckleball.
The knuckleball, yep.
Yes, and I hold it with my fingertips, and I don't snap it, and it's supposed to not spin and just coming out the batter.
All right, it's go time here. Getting that bat against Holly Reinke. Probably going to strike out. Let's see how it goes. Good God. It's so short. Time, Blue.
Oh!
No! No! All right, you win.
I was a little disappointed after striking out, but Holly was nice enough to throw me one more pitch for a signature knuckleball.
Ah. See that? Well, I got hit after striking out. Thanks, Coach. And I knew the pitch, but I got a hold of it. Well, thanks, Holly.
Yeah, it was
Really
fun.
appreciate it. That was a good time.
So Trav, It really looked like they took you in as one of their own. What was the toughest part about hitting off of Holly?
I would say Holly's repertoire. Man, she's got a lot of pitches. And how about her knuckleball? No spin on that sucker. Really hard to read it. And she gave me a couple drop balls, rise balls. She really made me use my hitter eye. Got the count back to 3-2 because she was working it, but then struck me out. And I got to say, big thanks to Holly. A lot of fun. Thanks for letting me do that. And Holly, one of the nicest girls I've ever come across. Really great.
That's
really
great to see. A lot going on between the ears there, Trav.
For sure.
But we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, Elizabeth Prosse has a feature on the struggling tennis team.
Don't go away.
Oh, hey there, Rams. Today is a great day to play in the LSC. So let's take a look at our ballrooms, theater, and art galleries. The LSC ballrooms, which are the busiest venue in northern Colorado, have been recently renovated. The Laurie Student Center Theater can be transformed to feature films, concerts, lectures, entertainment, and banquets. And last but not least, the Kerfman Gallery provides a showcase for the creations of local and student artists.
Welcome back. The CSU tennis team has had a bit of a rebuilding year. The team has faced its fair share of struggles, but the Rams are nothing if not persistent. Sports reporter Elizabeth Prosse has more.
Excellence is something the CSU women's tennis team strives for. When the players step onto the court, they must be mentally and physically tough.
Even though they may be 0-4 for conference play so far this season, they are looking to improve and turning to each other to keep smiling and keep having fun out here on the tennis courts.
I don't know, we get our butts kicked a lot, but we have fun doing it.
They must come together as a team, motivating one another and staying positive.
Focus on staying positive because that's the most important thing, because tennis is very frustrating, and if you lose, you just have to keep working hard.
We all pull each other together, and when one of us is having a bad day, we can usually notice it and not be in their face, but try to help each other out.
One Ram fan supports his favorite team by attending every home match. As a former tennis player himself, he knows the challenges tennis presents.
It's not so much how you play against the person you're playing, it's how you're playing yourself. Because one thing in tennis, you need to, basically a lot of it is playing against yourself and improving what you do and not so much what the other person is doing.
It's now time for the ladies to pick up their bags, wipe off the dust, and get back to work, so next time they can finish #1.
Reporting at the University Complex Tennis Center, I'm Elizabeth Prosse for CTV Sports.
Thanks, Liz. The Mountain West Championships for women's tennis start on Wednesday in Albuquerque. We wish the Lady Rams the best of luck. Trav, you know, they're a sport, women's tennis. They don't get that much scene or exposure on campus, but it was great to see Liz go out there. And I talked to Adriana, the captain, as her career's winding down.
Yeah. Definitely some great sports going on right now. You know, spring sports, not football or basketball, but we got softball, a lot of other great sports. It's a good time for sports right now.
Yeah, and hopefully the weather will cooperate, so it'll be funner to watch. And that's all the time we have for you tonight. If you missed any of our show, you can check it out on collegian.com under the sports tab.
And you will not want to miss next week's show. It's our final show of the semester where we do an entire year review for CSU Athletics with our favorite bloopers and montages. And it is going to be big.
Big, thriving, top-notch,
clutch, great, huge. Hashtag huge. Plus, there will be a tribute to the seniors like Patty Cakes and our producer, Keith Alberson, as they sign off from CTV for the last time.
Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.